to the Mind Basketball Podcast, also known as the M.O.B Podcast, episode 99. I'm Evan.
I'm Ja.
And this is our basketball podcast where we recap, break down, and analyze players and teams from the previous games from the previous day. Episode 99, Ja. Wow.
Yeah, I know. Again, I'm shocked too. I never knew I would be here.
I'm surprised we didn't break.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And I'm surprised. I'm not surprised that you didn't break. I'm surprised that I didn't break, to be honest.
No, I'm surprised I didn't break. Listen to me, 99 days with a little mini all-star break.
Yeah.
But that's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot of episodes, man. But hey, man, we nearly there.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Give us a little pat on the back. Little pat on the back. But yeah, episode 99. One more episode until 100 of this season. A lot of basketball we covered, and a lot more we still have to.
Yep.
So I hope everyone's having a good day. Everyone will have a good day. Much to discuss in terms of the basketball world. So let's just jump right into it. First, starting off with that man's team, the defending champions, Los Angeles Lakers, in a finals rematch going up against the Eastern Conference champions, Miami Heat. And let's just say, well, one, Andre Drummond did play, and boy, did he play.
Yeah.
He came to play. The Lakers, Kuzma was absent in this game. Let's just start with it. The Lakers really came to play. Really impressed with how they came to play. Battled, competitive, playing well, playing tough, staying in the game throughout the entire night. In a game in which it looked like on paper and how the teams are matched up without, of course, LeBron and AD, the Heat just got this easy. No, this was not easy by no means. He had to battle. It was in a little bit of struggle.
Yeah, like the finals.
Yeah, but they lost the finals.
Yeah, they did.
But I see your point. He had to battle. They had to struggle. This was a close game up until that fourth quarter. And then to that fourth quarter, the Heat started to get their stride, started to get their momentum, started to get their rhythm, tying up on the defensive side. As a result, it was the Heat taking the win, 110-104. Let me get your thoughts.
Yeah, man. Amazing. Look at for the Lakers to come out again. This is the challenges that we talk about, and Andre Drummond, who's coming back off the toe injury for that Laker after being I think he was signed for like a game or two.
I believe 2-3 games.
Yeah, 2-3 games to come back and have this kind of bounce back is amazing, and you could clearly see what he could do for this team when his team becomes healthy and what kind of value could provide. For him to be have such a high impact right out the gate is amazing. KCP had it going. You know what I mean? The whole team just had it clicking on both ends, and they wanted to prove a point. Morris, before he got ejected, I believe he had it going, and just great job by them sticking with this Heat team that is that's healthy. But Victor Oladipo, I know he went down with a scare in the fourth quarter,
but he's playing well.
Yeah,
but sorry, we interrupted each other. We hope he's okay. Yeah, he did go down in that fourth quarter, right?
Yes, fourth quarter.
In that fourth quarter, and he was having a pretty good game too. Had a monster dunk. But yeah, he's been battling through injuries this entire year. The Heat kind of need him for that postseason run and for the rest of this regular season. So it will hurt if he's out for extended time. Hopefully he gets well soon. Hopefully he's okay. Hopefully it's not anything too serious.
Yeah.
But keep going with what you were saying about the Heat.
Yeah. Outside of that, but the Heat played amazing, of course. And look, this is a game where even though it wasn't easy, obviously, even though what anybody thought they could see on paper, they had to get this win. They need everything that they got, and they came up big when it mattered the most, especially their big time star Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler was helping carry them down the stretch in order to win this game. You can see he was doing it on both ends of the floor, defensively, offensively, and he was the engine that basically kept them going. And everybody fed off of that, and as a result, you can see how they was able to close out this game.
Yep, beautifully put. As a result, the Heat do win their finals rematch, sweeping the season series against the Lakers. Still wish they got that chip, don't they? Next game of the night, next primetime game of the night, featured a battle of the Western Conference elite. The Phoenix Suns coming off that big win against the Utah Jazz a few nights ago, up against the Los Angeles Clippers, and a lot of chirping, a lot of talking. A lot of a back and forth between these two teams. They don't have the best admiration for each other, so to speak. So a lot of talking, a lot of back talking. Patrick Beverly getting ejected out the game because of a foul that he did on Chris Paul, hitting him with his elbow in midair. Bad foul from your pops. But nonetheless, still competitive, very competitive battle. Came down to the end in that fourth quarter, not to the very end, just to the fourth quarter, in which Paul George and his Clipper team just took over. Specifically, Paul George, who had himself a night. I mean, he was doing a lot on that offensive side of the ball, created his own shot. He was really in rhythm. And in that fourth quarter, it became really his show, and the Clippers fed off of that. And the Suns really couldn't follow back and answer. As a result, the Clippers got that win.
Yeah, man, he was just balling out the whole night, just like what you said, from shot creation, creating space, just getting the bucket, from just simply purely getting the bucket. He was just doing it all for his team, and you could see that, the Suns, he basically, I wouldn't say he single-handedly did it, but it felt like he single-handedly did it because the Suns, who actually had the advantage for majority of the game, basically lost steam within that moment. He caught fire, and even though they fought hard, they the Clippers being who they are within the moments like that, or what we think they could be, even though we have seen times of them being unfortunate, just basically show
times
more. Yeah, at times show who's the more dominant, who's the more dominant within moments like that. Booker had a good game though for the Suns. Booker had a good game. Ayton had a good game, you know what I mean? Even though Patrick Beverly was doing what he's historically known for doing, I'm sorry to say, just being honest, he should never did that.
Don't do that.
I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest.
You got to see him later tonight.
Don't do that. But this whole Suns team, you just got to give them honest, because again, their offense is deadly. And they could keep up with any offensive team. Obviously, this is an offensive league, and they're one of the best. So you got to give them a lot of credit. But when you don't have the defensive, mantra like the Clippers do, because they could do it on both ends. There's only so much you could do at this point.
Yeah, and we talk a lot about Paul George with Kawhi Leonard. So Kawhi Leonard also had a great game as well. He was in rhythm. He was shooting the ball, getting to his spots. Getting threes, getting mid-range, tag it to the basket, had that monster dunk on Ayton. Probably dunk of the night. But you got to give credit to this Clippers team, and once again proving down the stretch that when they want to play defense and really lock you down for a portion of the game, they really can.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, another player we didn't mention, but yeah, Rondo's there.
Oh yeah, Rondo. Yeah.
Just to put it out there, Rondo's playing.
Well, we know what Rondo going to do. Let's be honest here. His presence, what he knows, and what he could do when he has the ball in his hands at that point guard position, is no question he's going to do wonders for a team regardless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he had a really good night. Finished with 15 and 9. As a result, the Los Angeles Clippers do take down the Phoenix Suns. And what you said earlier, you said they have a history of what? Or something of failing or something?
Well, I was talking how Pat Bev have a history of
No, not Pat Bev. You're talking about the Clippers as a whole.
Oh, they have look at even though as talented as they are, they have a history of of unfortunate mishaps in which they were supposed to win and they just never ever
Listen, that history goes back to Buffalo.
way back to Buffalo.
So yeah. Well, all right. Other games around the league. Not that many games, but any games you like to talk about?
The Bulls versus the Raptors, and you may look at the final score. Look at this has been happening a lot recently, in which the final score is not telling how the game truly went. And this was one of those games. Look at the score, I believe is like 122, 113.
Yes.
But it was not that close. The Bulls basically were blowing out the Raptors for majority of the game. And don't get me wrong, for the Raptors, Chris Boucher had it going.
Yes.
But let's just be honest.
He had a monster night.
Yeah, he had a monster night, but let's be honest now. The Bulls had it from start to finish. They were not letting it go. Everybody on that team's clicking offensively, from Vucevic to Markkanen to Levine, Kobe. Like, oh my gosh, like it's just like on and on and on. Like, do I gotta go into any more? They basically had a over a 20-point lead for most of the game until basically when that fourth quarter hit and they thought, and the Raptors tried to make it look presentable for people to watch.
Yeah, that's basically how it was put. Yeah, that's basically how it went. The NFL sad. Bulls getting that dominant win on this Raptors team, who has been playing very, very poorly. I'll go over just one game. The Blazers going to be against Utah Jazz, Western Conference Elites. That's why I'm really going over it, because this was a blowout. The Jazz really had it. Donovan Mitchell really had it going. Once again, the Portland Trailblazers proving that they need to step up their defense if they want to be a championship contending team. Exactly. They want to get far. But yeah, Donovan Mitchell had it going. Rudy Gobert also had a fantastic night as well. Joe Ingles, the whole team really just got it back, bounced back and off that loss to the Suns. And yeah, they just dominated this game, beat the Blazers by 19.
Yeah. Well, yeah, good job, man. We talk so greatly about this Jazz team. It's just like, are you surprised? Like, they just seem to always find a way to pull it up regardless. They have everything clicking for them. They're arguably, with the Lakers being a lot of teams being down, man, from injuries, they're probably the most complete team from they're probably, the Clippers are probably obviously better than them in terms of sheer talent, but they're probably the most complete team when you look at what they could do on both ends of the floor and how they could do it in pace and talk about rhythm and things like that. They're probably the most complete team in the league.
Yeah, I cannot argue with that. All right. News? I don't think there was anything. Oladipo injury. That might have been it.
Yeah, I think it was just the Oladipo injury. I don't remember about any other kind of news being out.
What is that? Vice City?
Yeah.
There's no way that you have Grand Theft Auto Vice City playing in your background.
Yeah,
you have a video game playthrough playing in your background.
Yeah. I was kind of bored.
Listen, you just amaze me.
What?
Like you take it to just new heights, Elaine.
What? Look at, man. I don't watch TV or anything like that. I usually always be on YouTube, and I always be just watching random stuff. I watched this. I watched this like a good amount of times already, along with other GTA games.
Listen, technically nothing wrong with that. I watch a lot of video game playthroughs as well, walkthroughs as well. But it's just the fact that you have it in the background. Fucking basketball.
Hey man, look, a lot of ball players will tell you They love GTA games. Just look at LeBron's old
Of
school.
course. Of
I'm just,
course.
I'm just saying, man. So look at it. It's a correlation. It's a connection. It's a connection.
Between basketball and GTA?
Yeah. People love it. All the ball players love it.
CJ not a basketball player. The only CJ I know a basketball player is CJ McCall.
Actually, there's a basketball mode in San Andreas, I swear. Like if you go to one of the basketball courts or you go to right
Oh
beside.
yeah. But listen, it's not 2K.
I know, but it's still fun.
Nah, I remember. I remember. There's a lot of things you can do in San Andreas.
Yep. Exactly. There's a lot of things you could do.
But enough for the video game Vice City talk. Yeah, no news. So with that being said, let's just go into the predictions for tonight's set of games. A pretty lengthy lineup for Friday night. So let's start off with the Indiana Pacers going up against the Orlando Magic.
Indiana.
The Timberwolves going up against the Boston Celtics.
Celtics.
First primetime game of the night's NBA TV, 7:30. The Memphis Grizzlies going up against the New York Knicks.
Memphis
as well. Knicks been disappointing. The Bulls going up against the Atlanta Hawks.
I got the Bulls with this one.
I got the Hawks for this one. The 76ers going up against the New Orleans Pelicans.
Sixers.
The Hornets going up against the Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh man, yeah. It seems like Giannis been sitting out lately. I don't know what they're doing, but I got the Bucks. Let
them sit out, man. All these injuries happening.
Low management?
Now, I don't know if it's low management. He might be banged up a little bit.
Okay, I can understand.
Actually, he is banged up a little bit. But yeah, I got the Hornets. The Spurs going against the Denver Nuggets. Remember a few nights ago. Nuggets. The second primetime game of the night, NBA TV, 10 o'clock. The Washington Wizards going against the Golden State Warriors.
Golden State.
Don't do that. They got Bradley Beal back.
Did it matter? Well, okay, let me say it does matter.
Now I hope they win. I got the Wizards. Nah, I still got the Warriors. And lastly, the Houston Rockets going up against the Los Angeles Clippers. It's not 2015.
Sorry, John Wall. Clippers.
Not sorry. I got the Clippers. What's they really sorry about?
Well, you're right. It's not 2015, but yeah. But hey, man, look. You know, I'll forget it.
No, what was you gonna say?
Nah, nothing.
Oh, are you embarrassed now?
It's just so shocking to see how things have changed over time.
I know. Yeah, you're right about that. For better or for worse. All right. I think it's time to wrap things up. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I just want to say, man, Pat Bev needs to stop talking junk to Devin Booker because it's not going well for him. It's just not going well for him. I don't know what is he thinking. Like, do you know that he's like twice your size? He's more skilled than you. He can shoot over you whenever he wants. Like, what kind of dog mentality? Like, look at, man. Oh my gosh, Kevin Durant had to even tell you who he is. And even though I'm not going to disrespect Kevin Durant, ever say that Devin Booker is on his level, Devin Booker is one of the best offensive players in this game. What are you doing trying to start him up too? It's not going well for you. Just stop talking junk to these talented offensive players. Just do you, please.
Damn. You really got some daddy issues. Talk about him like that in the public like that.
Well, yeah, man. He's been letting me down, looking like a deadbeat.
Well, he come home early because he got ejected.
Yep. Oh, speaking of that, he's knocking on the door. I'll be back.
Well, with that being said, thank you guys for watching today's podcast. Make sure to tune into tomorrow's podcast for the 100th episode of this season. Be there. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
And follow RG down in the description below.
And once again, I am Evan.
I'm Ja.
And this is the Mind of Basketball Podcast. This nigga really watching Vice City.